Wieso? Wir sind live. So. Dann lösen wir mal unseren Elefantenmörderfall weiter. So. Wo war ich stehen geblieben? Fallmappe. Ja, wo war ich denn jetzt zuletzt? Scheiße. Ja, ich muss ja zum Yachtclub. Auf zum Yachtclub. Und dort unsere detektivische Meisterleistung weiterführen. Mein Name ist Redun Edogawa und ich bin Detektiv. Ich bin Redun Edogawa und ich bin Detektiv vom Beruf.
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you, friend.
Sherlock, Redun ist am Start.
You did a good job.
Can Can I ask you a question?
That's a question I can answer.
Südlich des Yachtclubs. Nie ohne. Also da.
Excuse me, just one question.
I can't help you with that, sir.
Das sieht mir nach einer Schießerei aus. Whirlpool, frisch lackiert Dose.
The Champion's Whirlpool. Fool's bread and butter. Foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears. We can become pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word.
Noch was Interessantes hier? Nö. Nö.
We can become pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
Hm. Nachdenken, nachdenken, nachdenken. Hm. Wann? Später. Ich muss erstmal abschalten.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt? Es sei denn, du hilfst mir den Fall zu lösen. Dann könntest du das schon früher sein. Ja. Denn ich komme nicht weiter.
Keine Ausnahme mehr.
Was? Monaco ist mir egal.
Da müssen wir fahren. Da schmeiß ich mich raus.
Ach hier, etwas schief.
Okay, Fall gelöst, gehen.
Nee, der Fall ist noch lange nicht gelöst.
I hope Paul is more skilled.
Ich muss in mein...
Sherlock?
Ja. Da, wo er noch... Der allererste Sherlock Holmes, wo er noch Rebell war. Bevor er den alten Detektiv... Der ist zwar schon Detektiv hier, aber...
Bloodied bandages.
Ja. Sein allererster... Der Tod seiner Mutter, sein Fall.
To earn big, you have to spend big.
Mhm. Weil er nicht glaubt, dass seine Mutter...
Mich lächelt sein Fernseher an.
Welcher
Old
der?
betting slips. Paul always
Der da
bets on
hinten.
Whirlpool. One victory after another.
Hier, der hier.
Die sind beide gleich groß, nur hat der mehr Anschlüsse. Der hat einen
Aber
CR.
was ist da irgendwie kaputt?
Keine Ahnung, ich steck den Stromstecker rein, der geht 7-mal an und geht nicht an das Bild.
Soll ich mal probieren? Falls es funktionieren sollte.
Additional
Ich meine,
earnings
guck
to
mal,
sweeten the victory.
der müsste ja so ist es ja normalerweise aus.
Ja.
Da leuchtet es ein paar Mal, dann schaltest du wieder an und dann geht er normalerweise sofort an. Aber der leuchtet 7 oder 8 Mal da unten, das Aufblinken und dann geht er nicht an.
Additional
Wahrscheinlich ist da der
earnings to
Strom,
sweeten
irgendwas
the
mit dem
victory.
Stromstecker nicht in
Additional
Ordnung.
earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion.
Na?
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs. An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these.
Habe ich dir eigentlich schon erzählt, dass ich ein richtiger...
Shipbuilding, shipwrights tricks,
Hab ich
sail
da...
weaving.
Siehst du? Da blinkt es dann. 1, 2, 3.
Weißt du, was komisch bei meinem Ventilator ist? Bei meiner Deckenbeleuchtung? Kannst du sogar meine Fernsehen
Ja. Guck, jetzt ist es ja durchgehend in Standby-Modus, wie es ja normalerweise sein sollte. Wenn man jetzt aber auf den An-Knopf
Too
drückt, passiert
ordinary
nichts.
a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
Dann blinkt er 5, 6, 7 Mal, 8 Mal und dann müsste er eigentlich angehen, aber der geht nicht an. Sherlock, denk nach. Habe ich irgendwas übersehen? Irgendwas Gedankenspielchen? Das ist nicht hier. Nee. Ah, hier. Hier ist Gedankenspielchen. Eine Teedose.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think.
Moin, moin. Sherlock Redun, ja, genau. Ich bin Sherlock.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think.
Ich glaube, das sind Drogen. Ich glaube, wir sind hier in einen ganz speziellen Drogenfall verwickelt.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
Muss doch noch irgendwo was sein im Teefach. Und Storage. Streng dich an, Redung. Ach, ich sollte auch mal die Dose untersuchen, genauer, ne?
A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
Oi! Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I am a friend of Theodore Gilden. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I need a few words from you about...
Get out of here. I'm not joking. Leave this place before you have cause to regret it. I will use force.
Do the police still throw people in prison for smuggling? Oh yes, with you helpless and handcuffed, I'd learn a few more secrets. We don't need to compete with our egos now, surely.
Oh no. I'd rather you tell me something more, so that I might have more reasons to punch you out.
Beobachten. Rede und Stefans Konzentrationsgabe. Kaum sichtbarer Adamsapfel. Weiblich? Warte. Warte, das ist eine Frau? Das kann doch keine Frau sein, oder? Warte. Es ist doch nicht wirklich eine Frau, oder? Das ist eine Schmugglerin.
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
Wir können doch alles friedlich lösen und nicht mit einer Schießerei enden. Hallo. Los geht's! Ah, nee. Au, ey, das ist unfair, Jungs. Hallo. Ich schieße den Hut von der Lau... Und jetzt boxen. Da, 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 da. Wuta! Ich bin Sherlock Kamikaze, Junge.
You've lost.
Na, brennt?
I'm coming for you.
Oh, Wuta!
I'm coming.
Ja, ich bin da. Na, brennt? Oh, ins Kniebein geschossen.
The snuff's ready.
Na, wo ist der nächste Gegner? Hä? Au, hey, wer schießt da? Oha, Junge, komm mal klar.
Time to knock this.
Ah, angeschossen. Ah, angeschossen. Sherlock! Ich muss nachladen. Oha, du hast dich geduckt.
He's all yours now. Go for it.
Au.
I couldn't miss the party.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes, Knaller. Hey, nein, mein Bildschirm.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Eierschutz gefällig? Water! Clothesline! Oh, in den Wand getreten und weg mit dir.
The snuff's ready.
Easy. Der schießt den Hut von der Leppe. Man nennt mich Sherlock Holmes, den Boxer von Ring.
I couldn't miss the party.
Oh, voll den Backpfeife gegeben.
The snuff's ready. Time to knock this guy out.
Boah, Water!
Bother moving. You've lost.
Der nächste bitte ohne Fahrschein.
And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
So, Gedankenspielen. Nee, das nicht. Paul Berg gegen Schuppenwand geprallt. Paul Bergs Ellbogen könnte eine Kollision mit einer Schuppenwand Theodor Gilles Anwesen herführen. Ja, soweit bin ich auch.
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending
Sherlock,
you're better than they
Redun.
are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
You've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me. And then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight.
Na dann.
I don't know what you're suggesting. I'm clueless.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
Ich weiß immer noch nicht.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Ich weiß immer noch nicht, ich kann es immer noch nicht glauben, dass es eine Frau ist.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine, enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship
Mit der ich mich gerade unterhalte, ist eigentlich eine Frau, ne?
Typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
Between yachts, darts, and notes from bandits, I've discovered
Das ist
many
eine Frau.
fascinating facts about you. But
Ich war auch geschockt. Ich dachte auch erst, das wäre ein Kerl gewesen.
Laura's adventures. Why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your literary taste has put you on my blacklist. A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat
Ist auch
difficult
drin, ja,
choice.
aber nicht alle Teile.
Especially now that her father is out of the equation.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like
Warte,
Theo.
haben die Elefant gegen
I doubt the
Elefant
court owner
gekämpft?
has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination.
I don't know what you're suggesting.
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoiled girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's bag, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here.
Ich kann es immer noch nicht glauben, dass das eine Frau ist, wirklich, und der
Although I
Elefant der
feel
Mörder
he could be
sein soll.
dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening.
Okay. Dann mal ein bisschen Gedanken spielen, ne? Theodor wollte Paul Perks Karriere und heuert sogar Schläger an. Habe ich noch was? Nee, die beiden kann ich nicht. Interessant, interessant, interessant. Bringt mich trotzdem nicht weiter gerade.
quick.
Also alle Hinweise hier. Gehen wir noch mal alles durch, die Beweise. Drohbrief. Okay. Das ist... Tja, die Frage ist jetzt, wo als nächstes hin? Gucken wir mal die Beweise. Ich würde jetzt noch mal die Frau befragen von dem Jungen. Okay, ich würde sagen, wir gehen jetzt zurück zum Tatort und werden die Frau mal auf den Zahn fühlen jetzt, die Tochter. Ich habe alle Beweise und Schlüsselhinweise. Mal sehen, ob mir die Frau noch was sagen kann. Sherlock, lass deinen Charme spielen, Junge. Dein sexy Charme. Ich glaube, Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 spielt vor den allen anderen Sherlock Holmes Spielen. Yo, Bitch, da bin ich wieder.
I've nothing to say about this.
Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me. I don't have any thoughts on this.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you.
Resident Evil Director's Cut ist unzensiert.
He's not an actual pirate.
Der erste
He's a
PS1-Klassiker
champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door.
I don't have any thoughts on this.
A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a
Ja,
couple of
mir
times
beim
here.
Stream
He works with
zugucken
my father
und
in the
mit
old
mir
city,
rätseln.
digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat. Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit.
Elefantenschweiß als Parfüm? Okay. Ja, okay. Elefantenschweiß als Parfüm. Ach, ich weiß nicht, wer das raucht, wer das nehmen will, aber naja, okay.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling.
Oh, ich habe schon alle Hinweise erhalten. Das ging schnell. In der Flasche befindet sich Schweiß eines Elefanten. Es hätte schlimmer kommen können. Ah, eklig. Gut, dann mal ab ins Rathaus, ne? Dann gucken wir uns, denn da müssen wir, dieses Symbol bedeutet nämlich nachschlagen. Nachschlagen. Auf ins Rathaus. Sprechen wir mal mit Ursula von der Leyen.
Does it look remotely familiar to you?
Lecker.
Concentrate, Sherry.
Ja, lecker. Hallo Ursula von der Leyen.
Have you found anything helpful? Have you found anything helpful?
Und ab ins Stadtarchiv. British Envoy. Archivist. Nein, falsch. Ich will ins Stadtarchiv rein. Moin, aus dem Weg. Ah, hier, Archiv. Moin, ich bin Sherlock Holmes. Neu hier, Arbeiter, Angestellter, Sucher. Alles Mögliche. Unternehmer. Rechtsdokumente. Und in der Altstadt suchen. Eintrag in der Handelsregister. Sämtliche Urkunden bestätigen den Kauf und Befugnis der Regierung vor Cordona die Gründung von Unternehmen Gilden Swift Ltd. Theodor Gilden ist alleiniger Eigentümer der blablabla, blablabla, Geldmittel sowie als römischer Bezirk genannte blablabla, blablabla, Gründungspartner blablabla, Archäologe zur Verfügung stellen blablabla, blablabla. Der alleinige Eigentümer erklärt sich hiermit berechtigt, die archäologische Arbeit zu finanzieren, im Gegenzug gegen alle Funde mit Historie, blablabla. Gründungspartner verzichtet auf seinen Finder und Besitzrecht. Alle Funde im Gegenzug erhalten die exklusive Verhandlungsrechte für alle akademische Arbeiten, die mit seiner blablabla in Zusammenhang stehen. Gezeichnet Mr. Theodor Grobber und Mr. Arthur Swift. Okay, gut.
With your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.
Gut. Das bringt mich aber auch nicht gerade weiter. Ich weiß jetzt, dass die ein Unternehmen gegründet haben, aber wo?
A large crowd gathered.
Mhm. Albanischer Seemann, verachtet, alleinerziehender Vater.
I was here, young and passionate about the truth. Mycroft stood close to me. He was keen on my attending every official event, that I might prepare myself for the Crown service.
Lucky for you, that was the last time he did it.
There was a stage here, a tribute. The governor gave his speech there. He was lying through his teeth and nobody noticed, or didn't want to, but I noticed. I was extremely irritated by his lies. I shouted my opinions very loudly for everyone to hear.
The crowd went wild.
Mycroft was angry but calm. He led me away from the stage. He told me that I should keep my mouth shut, and that silence is golden. I couldn't stand for that.
Behold, Sherlock Holmes's famous adherence to justice was born here.
Und so wurde Sherlock Holmes berühmt. Die Ausgrabungsstelle an der Kreuzung der Bazarat und Arnautstraße. Bazarat. Doch in welchem Teil? In der Altstadt, gut. Da. Was war das jetzt genau? Bazaret und Arnaut. Bazaret. Bazaret, Bazaret. Bazaret hier und Arnaut. Wo ist denn die Arnautstraße? Ah, hier. Genau, wichtiger Hinweis. Also dann, Sherlock. Momentane Teleportation.
I remember the monument. Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place.
Was, Robin Hood?
What do you call it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that?
From day to night, items.
Oh, wieder dieses scheiß Minispiel. Hallo, ich will... Labert ruhig.
From day to night, Iden stands there.
Herausfinden, wer der Arbeitsanwerber zu finden ist. Tief graben. Fall. Narbe am Hals. Neues. Den Job wechseln. Probiere Tisch. Okay, Narbe am Hals und probiere dich schon mal.
From day to night, Iden stands there, recruiting non-rebellious workers for the dig.
So. Marktplatz. Ja, das ist dann Narbe am Hals. Hä? Ach, proberetisch. Ah, ja, stimmt, da war noch.
From day to night,
Marktplatz. Narbe am Hals, proberetisch. Ding! Redon ist neuer Sherlock Holmes. Zutritt zur Ausgrabungsstätte. Okay, ich muss mich umkleiden. Ich glaube als Arbeiter. Ich habe mitbekommen, dass nur der Botdop einen Mann namens Allen heuert, offenbar am Marktplatz im westlichen Teil der Altstadt. Nie ohne Seife waschen. Also wenn hier die Mitte ist, nie ohne Seife waschen. Ja, nur wo da? Was hat er nicht gesagt in der Altstadt? Hier muss ich hin zur Altstadt. Und wo findet man natürlich die Sachen richtig? Auf dem Marktplatz. Und natürlich gibt es da keinen Schnellreisepunkt hin. Wie werde ich ja nicht aufgenommen? Wohlgesonnen. Sehr schön. Man muss sich nämlich hier auch verkleiden, ne? Damit man nicht gehasst wird und damit man an Informationen rankommt. Eine Moschee.
Do you know anything about this?
Go back to work. I'm not answering your
Welche?
questions.
Warum? Hast du mal auf aktiv geschaltet? Da, meins. Mein Account. Drecksflieger, habe ich dich endlich. So, ich suche einen Mann.
The Market Square, beating heart of the old city.
Du kannst es nicht spielen.
I wonder if they still sell that heavy metal.
Starte mal PlayStation neu.
Help me, please.
I'd help you, friend, but I know nothing.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
May I ask for your assistance?
I cannot, sorry.
Is this familiar to you?
I am too tired for your questions.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you're doing?
Finde ich denn ID? ID.
Don't miss out on my unique... Let's pick something that suits you. Don't leave. Take one more look.
Come, come. Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase. May your purchase bring you joy.
Don't pass by. Welcome, welcome.
Are you able to help me?
I am too tired for your questions.
Wo finde ich denn Ideen? Narbe am Hals. Ah, hier.
Sir, kind sir, might I steal your attention?
I am not buying.
Ah, that is the thing. You won't waste a single mangi. I am a digger, you see, and I have heard of a dig site so deep it clogs your ears. I want to be there.
Why are you telling me this?
I have heard of a man recruiting for such a dig. A man with a scar, such as the one that you're hiding. And your boots are dirty with the deep clay I am so familiar with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too rude of me to point that out.
You have a good eye. And you just want to dig? Dig deep and that's it? What's the catch? Are you in desperate need of money?
Oh, there is no catch, sir. I won't even ask for advance pay. Just give me a shovel and I'll dig a hole like you've never seen.
Huh. Is that so? Well, I have to ask you an important question first. Would you be fine working for Brits?
I am all for them.
Well, you say that, but can you prove it?
You know how much I love tea? Once I drank so much of it, my eyes turned brown.
Fine. You're a fan. I'll give you that.
I can also
Ja, als ob man so einen Typ einfach davon überzeugen kann, ihn reinzulassen, wenn man Tee trinkt.
But a natural born digger with a keen eye is what we need. Take this permission slip and go to
Oh
this
Mann.
address. The guard will let you in.
So einfach, Jungs, kriegt man einen Job. Denkt daran. Oh, dann wollen wir in die Ausgrabungsstätte rein. Ich habe bis jetzt noch keinen Hinweis darauf, wer der Mörder sein könnte. Ich glaube nicht, dass der Elefant... Ich glaube nicht, dass der Elefant... Okay, der Elefant wird damit was zu tun haben, ja, aber ich denke nicht, dass der Mörder ist.
Newcomer, talk to the professor first. He's the old fellow with the glasses and the plant. You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. but I don't know what you are talking about.
Where's the fire in your eyes? Where's the smile? I am sick and tired of seeing apathy among the new workers.
Sir, believe me, I do have the spark. I want to start work straight away. It's as important to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's the spirit. I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
When was the last time you saw...
Young man, you're disappointing me. I'd like to see a bright career for you as the best digger on the island. Don't ruin it. We'll talk when you find something useful.
I am ready to work.
Splendid. Do you know what I am working on?
Archaeological treasure. You're hoping to find something priceless, something that will change our history.
Bravo, young man. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's true. We're looking for Vitus Lemonius's tomb.
I'll help you. That is my goal as a worker.
Good. Listen to me carefully, then. I hate repeating myself. I am Professor Swift. We have 3 rules here. Don't touch anything, always return the tools, and don't distract me unless you find something.
Sounds simple enough. Are you the only one in charge here, Mr. Swift?
Yes, I am the only one, and no one else. You hear anything other than that, it's a lie. People of your kind can have difficulty understanding who's in charge. Take a minute, memorize my face, and then get to work.
Oh, I will definitely take a closer look to memorize my superior.
Akribisch. Kein Ehering. Er ist nicht verheiratet.
I wish I could be as passionate about something as you are, Mr. Swift. You value knowledge and dedication over everything else.
It's a long road, young man. A sharp eye and attention to detail are the only stepping stones along this path. You have to sacrifice everything you love for the larger prize.
Exactly. So much in life is superficial. I wish more people would understand.
I never heard a truer word, lad. Folk will ignore what truly matters in life, and for what? Convenience.
Bold words indeed. I doubt that many scientists would be willing to support their bragging with fieldwork.
The academic world is full of restrictions. Our honorable professors are too afraid to dirty their hands. God forbid if they have a stain on their shirt. You can follow in my footsteps. You can start learning by returning to work. Show me what you can find.
Neuer Gedankenhinweis. Im Moment ist das sehr schwierig. Er könnte am Tatort gewesen sein.
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want... one of these, or 2.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more.
Basti, bist du nicht auch so? Magst du nicht auch Sherlock Holmes? Was? Warum ist das so kompliziert? Da musst du nachdenken. Oh Gott! Pillemann! Nette Bekleidung, Junge. Foto.
Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I remember my Latin. A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honored the seasons. A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife?
Irgendwas übersehen?
There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
Memoir mich, Sherlock kann nicht schwimmen.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue. Swift lost his temper when he...
Welche Statue wurde beschädigt? Löwenhelm? Umgekippter Sockel? Statue zertrümmert. Eine Statue den Löwenhelm nicht hin.
Quite daunting to see how deep the dig is.
Darüber komme ich gar nicht. Das kann ja dann die Statue hier sein.
Vitus rests nearby. Beware the one who wishes to disrupt his sleep, for he is guarded by the gazes of his brother in the autumn wind. Can I ask you a question?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Habe ich irgendwas übersehen noch?
May I ask for your assistance?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Take a shovel and dig. Don't touch anything here. Get back to work.
Denk nach, Redun, denk nach.
This reminds me of my father's room. A plan for this whole operation. I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues.
So, Sherlock. Dann rekonstruieren wir mal das nach, ne? So.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
It seems everything's in place.
Perfekt, schlau, Iredun.
Let's see what this has to tell us.
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift.
Hey, look at this. What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend. Don't just stand there. Help!
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I like you, friend, but I can't help you.
Ich hab doch alles gemacht.
Sharpest pickaxe. A guilty pleasure of the real archaeologist. Missing your Laura, Mr. Swift?
Hey, a word about the trilogy.
Right then, you literary expert, you, what was so important about these books? Or did you simply need some kindling?
It's inspirational. I have a plan. Are you listening?
I wish I wasn't, but I am.
So, we catch a monkey, a langur, for example, then we extract some blood from it.
What? Why?
It will make us forever young, Sherry. Page 127, the second book.
Oh, I am so done with this.
No, wait. Then how about we make a wax statue?
I've stopped listening, John.
Gegessen? Daneben kannst du Bescheid geben. Stefan, hast du den Tortellini außer Gefriertruhe gegessen? Daneben kannst du Bescheid geben.
Welchen Tortellini-Auflauf?
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago. We discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many.
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet. You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer
Der Typ ist mir jetzt schon unsympathisch.
With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed...
Ich glaube, ist der Mörder.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there.
What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it.
As far as I can tell, you're a man of the academic world, so this book about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical study?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such trash.
So, you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place, this caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young, that you might find your own Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man. I've nothing to add.
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences. Especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about. Moving on. I've nothing to add.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more.
Ah ja.
Moving on.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes.
Your partner had a very specific attitude towards the things he treasured. Was this habitual for him?
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed. I'm a busy man.
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break. I've nothing to add. Moving on. I'm a busy man.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated.
Gedenkenspielchen. Alles spricht darauf hin, dass der Typ der Mörder ist. Aber ich kann es nicht beweisen. Das war einfach. So, das brauche ich einmal.
This fabric will work.
Dann auf zur Bootwerkstatt. Mir das Martinshorn schnappen. Und dann den Elefanten anlocken und dann prügeln wir uns mit den Elefanten. Ich betone an alle Kinder, die das jetzt zugucken sollten oder später zugucken. Kinder, macht sowas bitte nicht zu Hause nach. Lockt keine wilde Tiere an, das ist nicht gut.
It might fool an elephant.
Mrs. Nini seemed to know her sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope Miss Nini won't misunderstand me.
Miss Ninis Schneiderei befindet sich an der Kreuzung Knallride und Trinity in Scaladio. Da reicht doch mal. Nice ride. Immer Schnellreise machen.
He's even been putting up posters for me.
Mann, bin ich schlau.
Good day, madam. I've come to you with a special requirement. The tailors on the street can't help me, I'm afraid. Could you make a doll for me?
Oh, Signor Holmes. You taught the police how to do their job, and they found the thief. Of course I will help you. But what sort of doll? A child's doll, such as my great niece might play with?
A little larger than your typical doll.
Signore, I don't understand. Boy, girl, animal, and what color?
Animal, a passionate, perhaps amorous animal.
Ah, Signore, you talk in riddles. I am an old lady who's seen it all. Tell me what you need.
I need a life-size elephant.
I think Mrs. Nini outdid herself with this one. Is that a tail?
That's a trunk, John, but I must agree with you that it's her masterpiece.
Well, let's not waste any time.
Ist der Gildenshof? Dann fangen wir jetzt einen Elefanten.
Hog Heaven. Hog Heaven. The game is on.
So, what's the plan? I hope it all doesn't go horribly wrong.
We know that the elephant is seeking a female. We can arrange that. A doll with the appropriate scent might do miracles.
So you're a marriage broker? Well, I suppose that makes me a groomsman. Oh, she is a bit breezy, I must say.
Well, Goliath is eager for a single female elephant in his area. It should be just enough for his taste. You'll need to trust me.
Ja.
I can't stand the tension.
We're ready. Let's call the elephant.
How could anyone resist? I knew a lady once who said just that. Too bad I'm not an elephant. Take your time, Sherry. That deserves a slap. And then a kiss.
And here's our lovesick friend.
Da kommt der Elefant.
What is the meaning of this? Why are you bringing it here? I won't allow you to leave it.
I assure you that it is only a temporary measure. It won't be long until the elephant is gone, I promise you. It injured itself while running through the forest.
Hm?
There's something in the needle. A feathered fletching. This might be promising.
Das ist ein schöner Elefant.
The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant.
Du bist ein Linkshändler-Elefant.
Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman.
Also ich habe zwei Verdächtige. Entweder den Schiffsjungen oder den anderen. Den Forscher. So. Dich mit das kombinieren. Dann habe ich schon mal die 4. Dann brauche ich die 3 und die 4. So. Dich upgraden wir auch zu 3, dann habe ich 3. So. Dann verbinden wir 4 mit 3 und haben 4, 3. Das verbinden wir dann mit 4. Und das Ding verbinden wir mit da. Und zack. Und ich werde Alchemiekönig. Oh, die verlangen doch mir nicht ernsthaft, dass der Elefant der Täter ist. Nein, das könnt ihr mir nicht erzählen, dass Goliath den getötet hat. Jemand benutzte Goliath. Goliath könnte provoziert... Nee, gut. Oh, Goliath ist auf jeden Fall nicht der Mörder. So viel weiß ich. Aber wer ist denn jetzt der Mörder? Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Also Goliath kann es auf jeden Fall nicht sein. Der wurde nämlich provoziert. Oder könnte Goliath doch der Mörder sein? Och, Mann. Komm, hier. Du bist schuldig. Oh, das ist zu schwer. Oh, ich muss mich für eins entscheiden. Warte, sehen wir noch mal alles durch. Jemand wurde Zeuge gesehen, dass Mr. Gildens anwesend die Person in Messung könnte verletzt worden sein. Eine Kollision mit der Schub. Sowohl Professor als auch Paul Parks hatten den Elefanten mit einem Giftpfeil beschießen können. Also meine Tendenz wäre eher Richtung Paul Parks. Dass er den töten wollte. Was meint ihr, Chat? Schreibt's mal rein. Wen sollen wir verurteilen? Wir können natürlich auch den Elefanten nehmen, also. Hm? Wir haben die Auswahl zwischen Paul Perks, den Mannsweib-Typen, Goliath, den Elefanten oder den Archäologen. Wobei ich davon ausgehe, der Archäologe war es eher nicht. Also, ich habe die Beweise, Goliath wurde auf jeden Fall provoziert, das weiß ich, durch einen Giftpfeil, weil ich das analysiert hatte. Die Frage ist jetzt... Das ist jetzt die große Frage, ob Goliath benutzt wurde durch den Pfeil.
Paul. Paul. Paul.
Es ist echt schwer. Ich meine, alle Indizien sprechen gegen Paul Perks. Nee, es gibt 3 Täter. Also Tatverdächtige. Der Elefant. Der Elefant. Paul Perks. Oder Mr. Swift. Ach, also ich bin auch davon aus, dass Paul es wirklich ist. Ich meine... Keine Ahnung. Nee, der Fall geht dann weiter, aber wird sich wahrscheinlich negativ dann auswenden. Ich könnte natürlich die auch laufen lassen, müsste aber dann Goliath soll leben, dann wird Goliath exekutiert. Der Elefant hat aber nichts getan. Doch, der Elefant könnte aber auch der Mörder sein. Ich meine, das Gift provoziert. Aber... Oh. Eieiei, diese moralischen Entscheidungen, ey, die knabbern an mir. Eieiei. Ja, das Problem ist aber, es könnte aber auch der Elefant alleine gewesen sein, aber davon gehe ich nicht aus. Also meine Indizien sprechen eindeutig für Paul. Aber es könnte aber auch Swift sein, weil er die Forschungsunternehmen ja abgeben müsste an. den abgeben müsste dann von den Typen. Schwierig. Schwierig. Ash? Ash, ich bin echt an dem moralischen Schwerpunkt gerade angekommen. Ich weiß nicht, es deutet alles darauf hin, dass Paul es war, aber es könnte aber Mr. Swift glaube ich nicht, aber es könnte auch Goliath sein, der deutlich. Ich will den Elefanten aber auch nicht töten, aber ich will auch keinen Unschuldigen in den Knast schicken. Also durch die Indizien würde ich ganz eindeutig sagen, Ash, dass es Paul ist, der den Elefanten angestachelt hat, Theodor zu töten. Ja, deswegen ja. Der Zeuge hat ja auch gesehen, dass er Swift gesehen hat am Anwesend. Ich habe alle Hinweise für den Fall gefunden. In Goliath-Fall. Der Fall wies Rückstände unbekannter Substanzen auf. Von Strichnin, auf denen die Fallverwendung wäre für einen Menschen tödlich reicht. Stretisch. Das könnte vielleicht der Schlüssel. Es könnte doch Mr. Swift gewesen sein. Weil er hat ja erzählt, dass er mit dieser Nadel Tiere tötet. Wurde der Elefant vor oder nach Theodor gegen Tod beschossen? Das ist die Frage. Weißt du was? Bevor ich eine Entscheidung treffe, frage ich bei der anwesenden Person nochmal. Entschuldigung, Jungs, es dauert ein bisschen mit der Urteilsvergabung. Ich muss erst noch alle Beweise finden. Ja, ich will aber keinen Elefanten unschuldig exekutieren lassen. Ach lol. Ich kann die gar nicht mehr fragen.
I have to leave you for a moment.
Ernsthaft?
Don't sail too far away.
Ich kann ihn nicht mal befragen mehr dazu? Tja. Jetzt muss ich eine Entscheidung treffen. Ja. Der Elefantenflüsterer. Okay, nachdem ich die beiden Tagebücher gelesen habe, Ash, vom Rüsten und Stoßern und ledernes Tagebuch, gehen meine Schlussfolgerungen doch Richtung Mr. Swift. Der Elefantenflüsterer, ja, hier. Der Elefantenflüsterer, hier, das ist es doch. Wobei sind die Zeiten... Ja. Paul? Doch, der war verletzt. Ihr verletztes Arm spiegelt die Gefälligkeit ihres Lebens als Schmugglerin. Sie wirkt grundsätzlich frisch und gerät aufgrund von Verbindung. Sie hat sich Paul in ihrem Platz der Welt besiegt, kann das ihr Geheimnis preiszugeben. Schwierig, ne? Wo ist denn jetzt das andere Profil da? Arthur Swift, Archäologe vergraben. Daran Wissen über die Menschheit, er schätzt sich in seinen Forschungen, er schätzt sich da sein linker Ellenbogen. Wo haben wir denn den Hinweis dafür, dass das linke Ellenbogen kaputt gegangen ist? Das ist das Ding. Warte mal. Im Whirlpool-Zimmer befand sich Behälter mit... Mr. Perk sagt, sie würde die Pfeile mit Strium befüllen und sie dann zur Schädlingsbekämpfung netzen. Doch, da ist doch der Hinweis, Ash. Was? Das Problem an der ganzen Sache, ja. Ash? Also ich muss wirklich sagen, du bist schuldig!
Do you feel good killing Theodore Gilden after the humiliation and threats?
What? I thought you were blaming Goliath for that.
No, I think you killed Theodore Gilden. Goliath is, unfortunately, a victim of circumstance.
I'm far better than to kill Gilden. Believe me.
You see, I managed to capture the elephant. Goliath had a dart stuck in his hide, similar to the ones that you use to kill rodents. My guess is that you used Goliath. A dart can kill a mouse or human, but for an elephant it's not enough. Strychnine is a powerful stimulant and convulsant. Once the drug was in the bloodstream, Goliath became extremely agitated and so blinded by the flow of energy that he killed his owner.
And my dart is responsible for that. I'd rather use my hands.
Yes, there would have been fewer variables, but after the attack on you, your condition didn't allow for a direct confrontation. So, you used what you had.
That's not what happened. Anyone might have the same set of darts as I do. They're not expensive.
But not everyone knew Theodore and had access to his property. You were at the crime scene at the precise moment when Gilden died.
I was not. I was visiting the doctor after the attack on me.
Ah, of course, where no one saw you. That's an inconvenience. But in any case, the person who was there met the rage of the elephant. One was struck by the gate with such impact that they were thrown into the shed. The knife fell out. The bruises on your elbow match the contour of the hole in the shed.
But I told you where my bruises came from.
And I heard you, but you didn't catch my words. A bosun's knife was found there, a very specific tool commonly used in your field.
That's only your assumption. I was never there. I mean, I was, but not when this happened.
I can understand why you killed Mr. Gilden. He saw you with his daughter. He checked up on you, yachtsman, smuggler, and a woman. He went so far as to hire some thugs to attack you. Theodore knew your weakness, your career. He forced you into a corner. You're a survivor. You were prepared for the worst, but Theodore surpassed even your worst-case scenario. So you responded accordingly.
I've earned everything myself. Every victory, every trophy, every mangir. I achieved all of it without murder. I don't need to kill in order to win.
And you weren't afraid that he would reveal your secret to the owner of the yacht club or your competitors?
I can control my fear. Trust me, I wouldn't have become a professional athlete otherwise.
I revealed many truths and lies concerning Gilden. One banal fact is that he was a bitter and angry man who acted according to his own desires and impulses. Such people are dangerous, they are unpredictable, and value their own comfort more than anything and anyone. The same as you, Paul.
Are you out of your mind?
You're a gambler, smuggler, and actor. You indulge your self-importance. Such egocentricity and impulsivity is frightening. I won't allow you to play with someone else's life. You are under arrest.
Wait. At least tell Imogen. Tell her where I am.
I think she deserves a space without you. I've heard you can gamble on racing in prison, only it's rat racing. No yachts. Goodbye, Paul.
Why did you pick my Paul? Out of all the people on this island. Just when I needed someone I could rely on.
Believe me, I saved you. I found the true murderer. Would you really choose to live with the person who took your father's life?
You took away the pillar I was relying on. Paul was my only hope. You've destroyed it.
It was Paul who destroyed it, not me. I was merely the fact-checker who discovered the real culprit. And now about that elephant.
Oh yes, Goliath. You did nothing about it. I had to deal with it. Fortunately, there was a real man wanting to help me. He agreed to buy Goliath and relocate him to his property.
I suppose I must congratulate you.
I'd rather you leave. But first, here are my father's belongings. Some of them have information about your mother. Take them and leave me be.
I appreciate it, Miss Gilden. I assure you, I only wanted to find the true perpetrator.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you found a convenient scapegoat. Goodbye.
I truly hope you meet more honest people in the future.
Aua, jetzt habe ich ein schlechtes Gewissen. Ich hatte Beweise, Apo, und zwar mehr als genug. Aber mittlerweile bin ich mir nicht sicher, ob ich doch noch mir die andere Seite der Story anhören sollte von den. Weißt du was? Ich glaube, das mache ich auch. Ich glaube, das mache ich auch, Ash. Ich höre mir noch mal die Seite an. Also, das, was er gerade gesagt hat, könnte wirklich zum Morde führen. Aber andererseits glaube ich auch nicht, dass er sich die Hände schmutzig machen würde. Und wenn, dann würde er ihn eigenhändig umbringen.
Stop.
Nee, ich höre mir nur beide Seiten an. Vielleicht habe ich ja wirklich den Falschen
You
beschuldigt.
are guilty, Mr. Swift. Killing Theodore Gilden was a testing challenge. You succeeded.
What makes you think I'm somehow involved in Gilden's death? My partner's death, I might remind you.
Your dart uses strychnine to kill rodents at the site, is that correct?
Well, yes, that is its purpose.
The same dart with strychnine was found on Goliath. The very same substance is a powerful stimulant. It causes convulsions, a flow of energy. You shot Goliath. The elephant became extremely energetic, agitated, and so terrified that it killed its owner. For a man of your age, it was easier to hit a larger grey target than a small man.
You said it yourself. Goliath killed Theodore, and your strychnine speculations are absurd. Only athletes use it as a stimulant, not elephants.
True, but one dart of strychnine would not be enough to kill the elephant, and you knew it. Let me tell you a story. A man spends almost 5 years of his life locating an artifact. He puts every ounce of energy and money into his research. The same man even goes so far as to sign a contract with a ruthless man, a businessman. It was a risk, but the reward would be worth it. Years go by, and there's still no result, so the businessman decides to end the man's research. He spits on the research, he promises to bury the site under an eccentric project. All of this is just his whim. Theodore Gilden could do anything he wanted with this place, and you were anxious about the fate of your research. You wished to protect it. You tried to tame Gilden's eccentricity, but you killed him instead.
Theodore wasn't trying to sabotage my career. We had a disagreement, but it wasn't as dire as you describe it. He wasn't a pleasure to talk to, but killing him? Nonsense.
You were there when Theodore Gilden died.
Nonsense. I visited him many times, but I wasn't there when the elephant killed him.
Then I must have made a mistake, because the murderer met Goliath's rage personally. The perpetrator was hit by the gate and thrown into the shed. Your bruise matches the contour of the broken hole. One further detail is that the murderer had a bosun's knife. Fairly useful in a place where one might cut ropes and fabric, such as, I don't know, the dig site?
That's your interpretation of the facts, Mr. Holmes. You've simply aligned them to suit your hypothesis.
It's not a hypothesis once proven, it's theory, Mr. Swift. Theodore Gilden was a capricious man, extremely impulsive.
Doch, es war der Archäologe.
You feel nothing. You show no remorse. It was simply a calculated move. And that is why you are under arrest.
Nothing. You have nothing on me.
I think I'll let the police decide if my findings are substantial enough for prosecution.
This is all a dreadful mistake. This can't be happening. The elephant killed Theodore.
Goliath is innocent and he should be free. He is not the real murderer here. That is the apex of your career, Mr. Swift. Farewell.
I told you Mr. Swift was not a real archaeologist. He was a murderer. I knew there was something wrong with him.
Fortunately for us, being a murderer was not his profession. And about the elephant?
While you were busy, I've dealt with it. No thanks to you. I asked you to solve this wretched problem, but you didn't.
I couldn't be in two places at once, Miss Gilden. I was catching your father's murderer. But how have you dealt with it?
A man agreed to take the elephant away. He came to me asking for permission to relocate it to his property, and I accepted.
Well, congratulations, I suppose. That is one less problem.
Actually, two, Mr. Holmes. I found my father's possessions that you can take with you and disappear.
I appreciate it, truly.
Well, someone has to do something. Take everything if you need to, and leave me be.
Take care of yourself, Miss Gilden.
Okay, das ist doch... Also der Archäologe war wirklich der Mörder. Obwohl, je nachdem wie es ausgeht, es könnte jeder der Mörder gewesen sein. Der Typ war in meiner Mutter verliebt.
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend. I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure...
So, ich mache mal wieder Sherlock zum normalen Menschen.
Sure, it happens somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. Shall we go?
Komm gleich wieder.
You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people
Na, Fabi,
and
was,
they won't ignore you.
And I
was
envy
gibt's?
you. You can ignore any person you're bored with.
Na, was gibt's?
You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Auch nichts, außer dass ich einen Detektiv spiele.
I had a surprise for my mother.
Was denn?
You had a shovel with you, John.
Oh.
I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the
What?
vase and ran downstairs.
Okay.
I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
Then we heard something, didn't we?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
Nix umsonst. Ganz gut soweit. Ganz gut soweit.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it. Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
Ich hab immer noch ein schlechtes Gewissen. Wegen meinem letzten Fall.
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason.
Ja, nicht, dass ich einen Unschuldigen jetzt im Knast gesteckt hatte. Es war auf jeden Fall Beweis, dass der Elefant vergiftet wurde.
This picture was drawn by my mother.
Und beide hatten die Gelegenheit, aber... ich hab's immer noch ein schlechtes Gewissen. Das Spiel ist cool, ja, und moralisch sehr verwerflich. Sherlock Holmes?
It's difficult to tell what...
Dann musst du richtig dein Köpflein anstrengen. Unabhängig von meiner Entscheidung bin ich mal gespannt, wenn du das Spiel dann auch haben willst, wie du zu der Schlussfolgerung kommst mit den Elefanten.
Seems this was the most frequently used medication. One dram dissolved in a glass of...
Hast du das jetzt gekauft oder was? Ich wollte es mir holen. Aber ohne Moos nichts los. Ja, da kannst du es dir auf jeden Fall holen. Ich muss 104 € nachzahlen, Strom.
Oh, I would love to take a bath.
Ja, bei mir war aber das Problem, ich habe einen Boiler, ne, der über Strom läuft. Ich habe den nicht rechtzeitig ausgemacht, deswegen ist meine Stromrechnung so hoch.
That's why we collected all the wild flowers we could find on the island.
Sonst hätte ich mir das Spiel auch schon geholt, Autobahn-Polizei-Simulator 3.
Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right.
Was? 30 € kostet das. €29,99 und ich habe 14 € noch etwas auf dem Konto. In PSN. Mhm.
No labels. I doubt it ever had one.
Was war im Angebot?
There appear to be residues of the bottle.
Do you think the doctor
Sherlock
could
Holmes?
use these tools
Sherlock Holmes
here?
war im Angebot.
I hope not.
Du könntest es doch einfach von mir scheren. Wir haben doch PS5. Wir können uns doch mit so vielen Accounts anmelden, wie wir wollen. Hm? Wir müssen ja nichts mehr auf aktiv schalten oder so. Das ist ja der Vorteil bei der PS5.
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall.
Man muss das nur freigeben.
The White King is under attack. Sherry, you were too young. It happened before. You're not obliged to be here, Sherry.
Die muss ich jetzt mal raussuchen. Ich muss ihn nachher.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry.
Nee.
We can leave anytime you want.
Aber The Quarry soll richtig gut sein.
Oh, it brings back some memories. Looks like it was damaged by a
Das Werwolf-Spiel. Ja doch. The Quarry, dieses... Was, ja, wenn das einen anderen Modus gibt mit 8 Leuten, wird es witzig, wenn jeder das Spiel hat. Gibt es hier noch irgendwelche Hinweise, die ich noch nicht hatte? Ne, ich bin gerade daran, den Fall den Tod meiner Mutter zu untersuchen. Ich glaube nicht, dass sie an Tuberkulose gestorben ist. Dafür sieht das Zimmer nicht danach aus. Ich meine, welche Frau, die an Tuberkulose erkrankt ist, hat einen Gürtel um Bett?
Straps on the bed. Just... Dann
machen wir mal eine chemische Analyse. Ich brauche -3, -4 und 5. So, wir nehmen einmal das hier und wandeln das ins Minus um. Ach, Kacke, Mann, jetzt habe ich mich versteckt. Du musst hier sogar chemische Analyse machen. Gut, dass ich in Chemie aufgepasst habe. Ich werde richtig noch zum Chemiker. So, da brauchen wir -4, dann nehmen wir -5 und machen das upgraden. Dann haben wir -4. Super. Und jetzt nehmen wir das und upgraden das auch und machen daraus 5. Gut, soweit, so gut. Jetzt muss ich das -3 mit -4 kombinieren. Das ergibt das. Ja. Dann kombiniere ich das mit das. Und dann das und fertig. Ja, ich werde Chemiker. Um ein Halluzinogen, das aus Pilzen gewonnen wurde.
Doesn't look right.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
Oh, ich bin so ein Schachexperte.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to... Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried... We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
So, dann rekonstruieren wir mal das Ding, ne? So richtig
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Nee, das ist falsch. Nee. Nö. Mhm.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
An jeden Frische hatten das Mutter umgebracht. Frische hatte Mike was anzurühren. Wir mussten das Tablett mit Mutters Morgentee abstellen.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ja, John nervt mich nicht. Ich weiß auch nicht, was ich da machen muss. Ich habe den Tee getrunken und dann bewusstlos so. Der Arzt hat versucht, sie zu beruhigen und dann in dem Moment ist sie ausfällig geworden und hat seinen Anzug ruiniert. Das könnte so
You're
sein.
not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Was, willst du mich verarschen? Warum ist das falsch? Willst du mich verarschen?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ich konzentriere mich doch. Ja. Du musst alle Hinweise durchgehen, die du hast, und dann richtig schlussfolgern. Und ich will auch nicht komplett Lösung nutzen, um das zu lösen, das Rätsel. Weil das wäre das wäre ein Detektiv unwürdig. Nach der Durchsuchung des Zimmers meiner Mutter habe ich mich an den chaotischen Morgen erinnert, an den wir erlebt haben. Mutter war an jeden Morgen aufgewühlt. Etwas hat sie aufgebracht. Der Richter versuchte sie zu beruhigen. Nein, ist sie nicht. Meine Mutter ist nicht durch Tuberkulose gestorben. Nein, ich weiß, dass es anders ist.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Die Beweise sprechen aber alles dagegen. Zumindest. Ich glaube, am Ende hast du die. Ja, ich glaube schon. Du könntest am Ende die Wahl haben. Wenn das Gedankenspielen. Du musst ja die Hinweise alle kombinieren. Du musst das untersuchen, das Gedankenspielen hier. Weil Sherlock ja selber gesagt hat, dass er nicht daran denkt, dass die Mutter an Tuberkulose gestorben ist. Nee, du hast ja Hinweise gekriegt, dass es nicht darauf hindeutet, deswegen also. Ich gehe ja immer noch von aus, dass der Bruder da was mit zu tun hat, Sherlocks Bruder. Ja. Immer diese Brüder, ne? Die versuchen ihre eigene Mutter umzubringen. Ne, also nicht umbringen. Also ich glaube wirklich, das ist die richtige Konfrontation. Das müsste es richtig sein. Ha! Nein, leider nicht. Das sind die Anfangszeiten, da gab es Dr. Watson noch nicht. Aber du hast einen anderen Helfer dabei, der Watson 2.0 sein könnte.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
Der 9. April fing gar nicht gut an. Der erste Mal hatte eine Panik und dann wurde sie hysterisch, warf Essen und schrie ihren Arzt an, dass sie einen Lügner nannte. Im Morgentee zurück. Doch als sie zu schreien anfing, bekam ich Angst. Ich konnte nichts weiter tun, als mich vom Bett zusammenzukommen. Darauf fand, dass bis alles vorbei war. Zum Glück war John da, um mich zu beschützen und zu beruhigen.
My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
Ich glaube, sie war nicht geistesgestört.
That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Wir müssen weitermachen.
Let us find another door and finally learn the truth.
That's pointless,
Ich muss
Sherlock.
weitermachen.
To date, you have had no control over the return of these memories. It is all triggered by your work elsewhere on
Na, John
Cordova.
sagt
You
gerade,
must
dass ich
accept
aufhören
that
soll,
this
mich
will
an dem
have
Fall
to
weiter
wait.
zu beschaffen.
Are you all right?
Mir geht es gut.
In the end, little has changed. My mother was still
Und
unwell,
war es
just
nicht
not with
Tuberkulose?
tuberculosis. What I do not yet
Nein,
understand
es gibt
is
genug
why
Hinweise, die
Mycroft
dagegen
lied
sprechen.
about it.
Und
There
dass sie,
are precious
dass
few
sie
pieces of this
geistesgestört
puzzle
war,
remaining,
glaube ich auch
John.
nicht, weil ich ja die
Let us dawdle here
Substanz
no
mit den
longer.
Pilzen gefunden habe, die Halluzinogen.
Wait, did you hear that? Yes, metallic salts. What is a
Metallene
sailor
Schuhe.
doing
Was macht ein Seemann hier? Was dagegen spricht? Ganz einfach, Fabi. Diese ganzen Beweise hier, diese Halluzinogene und so. Das muss irgendwas damit zu tun haben. Eine Tuberkulosekranke würde es doch nicht am Bett fesseln. Was für der Typ denn jetzt hier drin? Das ist mein Haus, mach dich raus.
I was looking for you.
Mach dich weg, das ist mein Haus.
You can call me your new game. The rules are
Ihren
simple.
neuen Spieler nennen. Die Regeln sind einfach. Ich habe etwas für sie, aber sie müssen selbst
And
herausfinden.
that something is my prize, I suppose.
You're a fast learner, sir.
Ich beobachte ihn mal so. Er hat da auf jeden Fall eine rosa Farbe an den Hut, hat vor kurzem gemalt. Also ich denke mal, das ist ein Künstler. Alt und Nee, Matrose. Oder okay. Kann Spuren körperlicher Arbeiten hin. Verbirgt etwas Quadratisches. Matrose, alt und abgetragen. Marklose Hand, keine Spuren von körperlicher harter Arbeit. Rosa Farbe in den Haaren, hat vor kurzem Linkshänder, verbirgt etwas Quadratisches. Ein Mann in Matrosenuniform suchte mich auf und teilte mir mit, dass es ein neues Spiel ist. Ein rosafarbener Klecks an seinen Haaren. Seine Hände zeigen keine Spuren. Also ich glaube, das ist ein verkleideter Mann, dass das ein verkleideter Maler ist. Als Matrose verkleidete Maler. Weil Matrosenhände sind schwül. Er ist ein Matrose als verkleideter Mann.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists
auch
on
für
the
die 4.
island know where I live and of my passion
Du
for
kannst im
deduction?
PlayStation 4 Store das finden für die 4.
Vogel is clearly at the top of the list.
Ja.
And you've been attempting to conceal
Geh
something
mal, du hast doch deine
square-shaped within
PS4 noch
your
da.
pocket. An invitation, I suppose.
Schließ die mal an und guck mal nach. Also, soweit ich weiß, gibt es das sogar auch für die 4.
Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so. If you win this little game.
Mr. Vogel, dass die Saat gesät wurde. Mein lieber Sherlock Holmes, wie sie in Unfall bald noch.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
You won't believe it, but Werner's other idea was to put me in a dress.
Hast du das jetzt geholt oder was? Muss doch mal gucken, ob es da die PS4-Version drin steht. Sag ich ja. Kreuzung Bazar Rete und Hermes AW in der Altstadt. Einladung zur Vogel. Die Galerie befindet sich eine Kavanserei an der Kreuzung Bazar und Hermes AW in der Altstadt. Mhm. Mein Bruder zockt das ja auch gerne. Autobahn-Polizeisimulator. Baskat Ville Neroret, also müsste das hier irgendwo sein. In der Altstadt. Ich will in der Altstadt gucken und nicht in der... Ja, aber ich finde die Straßen nicht. An der Kreuzung Bazaret und Hermes-Afe. 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 Also müsste es hier sein. Wenn mich mein orientalischer Spürsinn nicht täuscht. Ja.
Jo, du, eine Frage. Hast du noch Bock heute mit Formel 1 Rennen zu fahren oder lieber morgen? Dafür morgen ein bisschen früher angefangen.
Tackle-Attacke! Ich kremple die Leute gerne um. So, hier muss irgendwo eine Kunstgalerie sein. Oha, Junge.
Are you able to help me?
You want answers, but I don't want to talk to you.
Ist das ein Banditenversteck? Das sieht mir nach einem Banditenversteck
So
aus.
what happens now?
Ich geh mal rein. Hallo Jungs.
Can I ask you a question?
You want answers, but I don't want to talk to you, rich boy. So what happens now?
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Ich glaube, das ist ein Banditenversteck. Ich glaube, ich kleide mich mal als... Soll ich mich mal als Polizist kleiden? Ich glaube, das mache ich mal. Mal gucken, was passiert. Ich habe einfach mal Lust darauf, mich als Polizist zu verkleiden. Polizistenuniform. Polizeihut. Schönen guten Tag.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Talking with a police officer is a sin, and I'm deeply religious.
Passiert ja gar nichts. Vielleicht muss ich mich wie ein Bandit anziehen, damit sie mit mir reden. Was? Ja, das geht. So, redest du jetzt mit mir?
Are you able to help me?
Go back to your fancy house.
Oha, ich bin Pestarzt, hallo? Gut, ich muss mich anders überlegen, wie ich an die da rankomme. Boah. Erstmal wieder diese schäbige Mütze runter. Geil, lustig. Ist okay.
Excuse me, just one question.
Can't say I know.
Warte, ich glaube, ich bin falsch. Kreuzung Bazaret. Kreuzung Bazaret. Ah. Da ist auch schon markiert, wo ich hin muss. Oh Mann. Kopftisch kritischer Treffer.
Don't pass by. Welcome.
Ja.
Don't miss out on the best. Merhaba. It's a good day for a purchase. May your purchase bring you joy. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer, except my company. Don't miss out. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer, except...
Nice affordable clothes. Step right up.
Da ist eine Ziege. Mach Platz, Kopf. Ich will mir erstmal eine neue Zeitung kaufen. Hallo.
Newspaper?
Kaufen.
I wish you pleasant...
Arthur Swift hingegen aus seinen Gründen die Geschichte eingehen müssen, nämlich für den Mordes seines Geschäftsmanns der Elefant Mr. Swift beschoss Ungetüm mit einem Pfeil und geschichtsträchtiger Mord. Ja, den habe ich in den Knast gebracht. Du spielst quasi bei dem Spiel, Fabi, die Geschichte des jungen Sherlock, wie er alles angefangen hat, denke ich mal. Zum großen Detektiven. Und ich bin ja ein absoluter Sherlock Holmes Fan. Habe ich das schon mal erzählt?
Mr. Holmes!
Mr. Holmes!
Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
Ach, der schon wieder.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific! I had no doubt you
Das habe ich mir geholt, damals, als es im Angebot war.
Gambit before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
Ne, ja, aber weil die PS4-Version immer geruckelt hat und so auf der PS4 habe ich das Spiel erstmal nicht angerührt. Bis ich jetzt die PS5 habe und es gesehen habe, dass es auch für PS5-Version gibt.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with a key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no.
Ja.
It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me.
Aber ich weiß immer noch nicht,
Please take a look around if you're willing.
ob das mit dem Elefant, ob das so mit dem Elefant noch die richtige Entscheidung war. Das nagt so an mir gerade.
I wish I could show you the gallery under different circumstances.
Museum aus der Ferne, das ist mein nächster Fall also.
But life is beautiful in its unpredictability, isn't it? I wish I could show you the gallery under different circumstances, but life is beautiful in its unpredictability, isn't it?
Ich bin ein genialer Detektiv, Fabi. Ich habe Ja, als Detektiv nagst du immer an deinen Entscheidungen. Ich meine, ich hätte mich auch für den Elefanten entscheiden können, aber der Elefant wurde mit einem Giftpfeil beschossen. Also es kann nur einer der zwei Tätern sein. Der Elefant ist zwar mitschuldig daran, weil er über den Typen drüber gelatscht ist. Aber du kannst den Elefant auch nicht dafür verurteilen, dass er sauer gemacht wurde. Willst du echt einen Elefanten?
We've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Ja, ich bin mal gespannt, wenn du das später dann hast, was deine Schlussfolgerungen daraus sind, ob du den Elefanten wirklich verurteilst.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Wenn du es hast, dann von mir. Sobald ich meine Zugangsdaten rausgesucht habe.
A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
Krass. Das sind Fußspuren. 16 Zoll. Könnte 16 Zoll Reifen, das könnte 24
The
Zoll.
left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame.
Das ist eine Schuhgröße. Hm? So, wenn du dich nicht spoilern lassen willst, dann solltest du rausgehen. Weil das Beste an dem Spiel ist ja, du hast verschiedene Möglichkeiten, ne? Ich habe halt eben beim Elefantenfall hatte ich 3 Mörder zur Auswahl. Und du musst halt eben selber moralisch dran feststellen, ob das der Mörder ist oder nicht anhand der Beweisen.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness. A handprint of the thing from another world.
Okay.
Plus it looks fresh and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane.
Probier doch mal, ob du die 2 CD in der 5 einlegen kannst.
Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately.
Fabi. Versuch's mal.
Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing. A Malpalbut. Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
Ey, wenn das geht, ne, dass du mit der PS5, PS2-Spiele und so abspielen kannst, auch über CD, das wäre genial.
Parasites of creativity, or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests? The parasites of creativity, or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests? Saturn devouring his son, of grim composition.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow beautiful.
Noch was zu entdecken?
willst du mich verarschen? Ich komm nicht noch weg.
Da hängt noch ein Bild. Oh, sollte noch ein Bild hängen. Hm?
Closed with a metal bolt.
Kratzspuren.
Footprints. Size 9.5.
Hallo. Mhm. Ich bin gerade am Nachdenken. Ja. Ich habe immerhin Fälle gelöst. Ja, die Fälle waren sehr gut. Und vor allem, beziehungsweise sehr schwer.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Ich bin halt eben einfach eine Nummer zu groß für ihn. Man nennt mich nicht umsonst Detektiv Redu. Meisterdetektiv Redu. Hast du schon mal probiert, die PS2-Spiele, PS5-Spiele anzu... Schade.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
The pieces are not what I expected. What do you think my collection is about? It's a reflection on mortality.
Mhm.
Nothing lasts forever, no beauty sustains itself, and everything succumbs to darkness. Am I right?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway. It matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is subjective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism, but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
This thief was familiar with the gallery, and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My. Your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence and other controversial
Die Werke
acts
zeigen
that
Sex,
life,
Gewalt und
for
andere
better or worse,
kontroversen
contains.
Themen. Okay.
I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back with good news. Or at least with a good story.
Alle Hinweise erhalten. Wo geht's denn hier raus? Ach, da. Na gut, also auf ins Archiv. Aber das war's erstmal von Sherlock Holmes. Ich sage Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal.